We're live for Depths of Gaming, episode 63. That's Jaheath.
And that's Necro! Hello!
Aha, yes, and we are here for the depths of communism. I mean gaming.
Depths of late.
Depths of late gaming communism. That's its own show. I'm coming to HBO next fall. So, kind of boring news this week, kind of, because E3 has gone away and all of the news surrounding it has expired.
But we still have some death charges to drop
We
on
do.
you.
We have a few to just punch you right in the faceplate. So we have Cyberpunk 2077. Their trailer got more explanation by the developers. They do a frame-by-frame update where they kind of talk about it and explain it, and it's really good read. Hunt those down. So Time Warner has a response to the Westworld game lawsuit by Bethesda. Nuh-uh.
Guys, you fucking copied the bugs. You can't from away from this.
And finally, Maple Story 2 has announced a brand new game mode.
Oh, is it a battle royale?
Ah! You said the magic word! Ah!
God fucking damn it.
Yes,
this world needs more
battle royale. It's a fucking
royale.
battle royale mode where you fight around on a 2D like grid and attack other players. kind of ingenious. But you know what's ingeniouser? Pirate douchebags.
Oh yes, indeed, that bit.
Cause
Let me tell you a story about Nintendo Switch. You see, when Nintendo decided to make a new console, they really wanted people not to use pirated games, so they created all this elaborate DRM to stop them from playing pirated games. However, unfortunately, they released Switch with a bug inside the hardware of the CPU, right?
Really?
And that allowed and entrepreneurial engineers to develop software that used this hardware bug to bypass the DRM and allow people to play homebrew and pirated games.
So they make it so the Switch no longer has any more DRM.
Exactly. You can play anything you want as long as it runs on Switch.
All right. That sounds amazing. So
here comes a group of people, engineers, software engineers, who make this patch for the operating system of the Switch that bypasses the DRM, and they sell it for about, I don't know, $10, $15, something like that. And you know what? They said they've noticed that people are pirating their software. So obviously, since they want to provide a high quality service to their customers, they decided to put a DRM on their DRM breaking software. See the hypocrisy there? What's interesting about that is they do not fuck around, right? Because when you put a pirated game into a Switch, the Switch just doesn't recognize it and everything is fine. However, if you fuck around with their stuff, it's going to flat out brick your entire Switch.
Ah, that seems like a bit of a problem.
Yes, not only hypocrisy, but also flat out maliciousness.
That's malware at this point. You don't fuck around with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, there are probably other pirate DRM bypassing software that you might want to go for. I believe that the piece of software that we're talking about is called SXOS.
Right. Well, it sounds dangerous. I definitely wouldn't recommend trying anything like that.
Yeah, I don't have a Switch, so I couldn't
Sounds
flirt
like
with
a
this software.
tool of Satan. Speaking of our Lord and Savior, Honey, I Joined a Cult is on its way to Steam soon. We don't know when, but they have a trailer.
It's very prison architecty.
Well, apparently the code is available to look at, so it's not that hard to write your own version of it.
Yeah. However, the code itself might be freely available. I don't know if the assets are.
Well, that's why they all look different in every game, because they draw their own version of the pawns.
Yeah, probably. Except for, I believe, what was it called?
They got permission in that case.
Yeah, but what's the game called?
RimWorld.
RimWorld. There we go.
RimWorld's the one where it's basically the exact same sprites.
Yes.
And they got
But
permission.
they got permission, so that's the difference. So yeah, looks amazing. You're basically creating a prison where people want to be in.
Yeah, and it looks like you could have a lot of people. Now, of course, trailer magic, we don't actually know, but even in Prison Architect, you can have a lot of people in your prison.
Yeah.
So you can, if your computer's good enough, you can have a lot of people.
Yes, they do trivialize a little bit the entire uh, cult thingy, but then again, if anything should be mocked, is cults and religion.
Absolutely.
At least as far as I'm concerned. Fuck
Abs-
religion.
Absolutely. Fuck religion. That's that's the moral of this story. And so it looks like you're able to customize each cult, so each player's save is going to look slightly different, because you can have it so they're wearing Cthulhu hats, you can have it so they're wearing all sorts of goofy clothes as their uniforms.
I want to make Pastafarianism.
I'm almost entirely sure you can do that.
Yeah. Awesome. The Church of the Invisible Pink Unicorn as well.
Like
This is
there's
going to
also a relic that you place in your
Ooh.
in your area. So there's like one of the pictures they posted was of a like nuclear device, and they're like the Church of the Atom. It looks like a funny game. I'm probably gonna pick it up.
Yeah, if there's, I'm sure that as soon as this game gets released, they're going to the player base will replicate every single cult that was ever in any game.
Yes, we're gonna
It's
see
yeah.
all of them.
And not in just in name only, but in actual mechanics as well, which is awesome. Because you could, there are games like Super Cult Tycoon that allow you to make your own cult and basically get it from zero to be kidnapped by a spaceship. But also, it's always the same cult, right? You can change the name of it, but the mechanics are always around the same cult. However, here you can actually make sure that your cult is customized and personalized.
Yeah.
So that sounds fun.
It does sound fun. What also sounds absolutely fun is the Binding of Isaac card game that Edmund McMillan, my hometown hero, is developing and releasing via Kickstarter.
Ooh.
They're selling all sorts of different packs. Check them out on Kickstarter. And
there's always something delightful about playing a physical card game about crying fetuses.
because right now, if you get the Kickstarter edition, you get 7 characters and like a bunch of fucking cards. I don't think I have that tab open right now, but
It's somewhere there.
it's
somewhere
a lot
out
of
there.
cards and a lot of content, and
The truth is out there.
And so it looks like a crunchier form of Munchkin, which I'm all for. Your character has a special ability card that you use.
Makes sense.
I have not played Binding of Isaac, but I'm very familiar with like what it is. And my friends convinced me to get the Kickstarter edition.
You need to play a little bit of it. It's truly amazing.
Well, it's the Steam Summer Sale right now, so I might do that if it's probably really cheap right now.
Mm-hmm.
And no, I don't feel bad because I gave the guy $35 for the fucking Kickstarter box. Yeah, get you one. On the answers that nobody wanted. Yeah, this is a Blitz episode. We warned you. Let's see here. Your Fire Deathen writes, does alignment really matter? And he writes this stupid conversation that says, if like to fish the little boy out of the well, what's your alignment? Chaotic neutral. Your character doesn't care about kids in wells. Chaotic eat my ass. That's not how alignment works, as pretty much every single comment says.
Yeah, if alignment worked like that, you would not need other players to engage with you during the game. You could just do stuff for them and be GM sitting alone in front of a mirror and pretending you're playing D&D.
Yes. Because apparently he has this retort that says it was meant to be hyperbole to show how ridiculous it is as a mechanic. Well, not only is that just wrong, because that's, again, not how that works. You see, how alignment works is a character has a alignment, and that alignment relates to their loose moral codes, or how strict they may be. Lawful characters tend to have a very strict moral code.
Yes.
It's a common mistake to assume that paladins that are typically lawful will immediately execute anyone that is opposite alignment or steps out of line. That's not how that works.
Yes. Basically, when it comes to alignment, you have some degree of freedom. There's also a thing called intention. For example, you have a kid trapped in a well, and an evil character could just rescue them and groom them to be the next Hitler. Why not? It's all about intention and what sits inside the character and how they express it. So the alignment grid only informs you what should be the flavor of your response to a given situation, not really what decision should you make.
Yeah, like a chaotic neutral character would probably fish the kid out of the well, and then go. So about that reward.
Yes. Oh, no reward? Well, I guess I'm going to eat you then. I'm quirky. I'm chaotic.
well, cannibalism is actually evil, but it could be chaotic, stupid.
Chaotic noodle.
Chaotic noodle. So, yeah, a lot of people justify alignments to do really stupid things that aren't really how the system was intended. It's just no one stops them, so they just do it.
Yes. It basically, if you want to roll to blend into plain sight as a step on like stairs, you can do that. You can try. There is no guarantee you're going to succeed, but you can. It's D&D. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah. It's a game of adventure and imagination and not crazy ass absolutes. A lot of people horseshoe their absolutes into D&D and RPGs in general, but D&D is especially victim to this, where people will be playing and then they'll bring up something that has a common folklore to it, like say elves or dwarves, and they'll make assumptions. They'll like, oh, all elves live in trees, or all dwarves live in mountains, stuff like that. When that's not actually true in pretty much any of the common universes that we're talking about. It's not common. It's not true in D&D, and it's not true in Tolkien either. Either of the, or actually, I think all the elves in Tolkien do live in trees, but not
Do
D&D.
they? Yeah. Well, aren't there like tree elves?
Well, there are tree elves, but there's also desert elves and sea
Dark
elves
elves.
and dark elves. There are elves that actually live in pretty much every condition. They're like ants, but hotter.
So basically, as a human player, do you kind of go out into the wilderness with your anti-elf spray?
Some people do.
Oh god, it's another elf! I'm sorry.
It's okay. The world needed to know that. So that's our show.
Thank you everyone for joining us.
Thank you so much. It was quick. It was awesome, and it was our show.